Actually, on the left of the approach of covering that jack, sort of unusual, but he did it in great fashion.
A lot of the pros do that, but they don't recommend it. 149 through the sixth with a spare up for Joseph. Here's Schroeder, who's had but one strike in the match, working on a spare.
Finally.
There's his style. There's his style. He got that one out, and he really lifted it as he had in the last frame when he left that 4-pin. But this time he was in the pocket rather than high as he was previously. And now he can do something about that Joseph lead, which is 35 pins, if he can double it.
Jack, the amazing thing about the St. Louis area and bowling, they have over 2,000 lanes and 138 establishments. No wonder it's the bowling capital of America.
Watch the lift that Schroeder applies to this ball.
And the speed.
It has taken him a while to find these lanes and to realize that his ball, he undoubtedly realized that his ball wasn't finishing, but taken him a while to be able to do something about it. He's given it that extra lift, it appears here, and that ball's been driving through for him, and now he's down by only 25 pins. And it would do Joe Joseph well to get a strike to work on right here. Goes in the 8th frame.
220-pounder. He has the strike.
The ball really accomplishes a lot of things for Joe Joseph. That is his 6th strike of the match. He started with a 4-bagger, spare, strike, and trying to regain his 35-pin advantage right here.
I mentioned Billy Welu had shot a 759 series earlier today. Joe Joseph fired a 747 against Gene Kessler. Earlier in the day, Joe had down Dick Huber, 630 to 609. Looking for another strike, crossing over, leaving the 610.
He slowed down again on 17 as he had previously. There again are our panelists, Tom Hennessy, Bob Crawford. They're talking it over. They'll tell you what they think in a very few moments as we visit with them. And they're quite serious in their approach.
Tom was last week's winner in Oklahoma City. Bob Crawford was a finalist against Harry Smith, who downed him. It's a good way to shoot the 610. Joe Joseph showing you how.
189 through the 8th frame with a spare up and a possible 239 game for Joe Joseph. This fellow, Schroeder, who's working on double, has to strike right here. He's down by so much that he has to strike here in the 9th frame where it's all over. He knows it.
Taking a lot of time.
Oh, that's a bad break for Jimmy. She left that pin with a very fine hit. He has a possible 213 game, however. Joe Joseph possible 239 if he can go all the way. The only thing that Joe Joseph needs is a count now. However, Schroeder's total is important. It'll determine 3rd or 4th place money.
For the 10-pin, Schroeder gets his spare. And on the 3rd or 4th place money, he'll have to better Welu's 191.
Right, and 3rd place money is $1,500. 4th place, $1,250. So it's worth the extra effort. Here's Schroeder in the 10th frame, possible 203 game. He needs a mark for 3rd place money. Well, that's pretty safe for him as he leaves that 4-pin. He can cover that spare undoubtedly and collect 3rd place money. Has to beat Welu's 191.
There's Joe Joseph, who can add 5,000 to his earnings. He's able to go on and in the finals down Harry Smith. Joseph, having earned $2,050 before, he can go all the way. He'll enter the first 10. It's a tough bracket to get into here on the PBA Tour. Four-pin is knocked down by Jim Schroeder.
Who can now have 202 with a hit. He's already our third-place finisher, $1,500. And that's not a bad week's work. Takes a lot of bowling, however, to have to qualify with 25 games and then win a couple of matches to get in here.
No one has tried harder on the tour than Jim Schroeder. Tonawanda, New York.
201. For Jim Schroeder. And now let's see what Joe Joseph, in addition to trying to score here, as he comes up on 18, he'll be, of course, studying that lane, preparing for his final match against Harry Smith, who's standing by.
What a contrast of styles that final match will be. Boy. Perfect powerhouse strike by Joe Joseph, the 43-year-older from Lansing, Michigan.
He's had 5 strikes on 18 over there, Chris. He hasn't missed them that lane. The only time he failed to strike was on 17. It's 3 times, and it appeared that all 3 times he slowed up a bit, and that ball dived in there on him. He left a 4-pin one time. 4-7. Left a 5-pin one. There's another strike for Joe on 18. Possible 239 game with a hit right here. He likes that 18. He likes this pair. Jim Schroeder had trouble with his strike ball. Had only 3 in the match.
Next week, it's San Jose, California. Saratoga Lanes in that California city.
239.
Hey!
7 strikes on 18 for Joe Joseph. And a 239 game. 3 spares over there. Chris will have a chance to recap these 2 matches after a while.
That's right, because we'll be right back with more of today's exciting tournament on Professional Bowlers Tour. Now we'd like to show you 2 reasons why the #1 name in bowling is Brunswick.